All right, welcome back to Base is Beautiful. My name is MD, and today I need to catch up on a few things that I've had sent in, things that I've ordered, a gift from a friend, and just a number of items that I need to kind of get off the shelf and get put away. Whenever items come in, I set them aside because I intend to show them and talk about them a little bit on the channel. And if I don't do that quick enough, things start piling up. So I need to get some stuff put away and sorted. A lot of these things are just, it's kind of a mix of all kinds of different things. Like this. Ordered this, 2013 Topps home run. No, this is a batting average leaders from 2012. I had a four sharp corners, four soft corners is a channel, but this is four sharp corners is a eBay store. Has some awesome stuff. A lot of times you're able to find graded cards like this. I like it because there's three future Hall of Famers on there, one of which is already in there, and Adrian Beltre, but we got Mike Trout here and Miguel Cabrera, who will be on his way. But just found this, whenever I'm ordering from them, I always like to see if there's something else, because there usually always is something else I can throw in there to kind of make shipping a little more tolerable. So that's a cool card I'm happy to have. And I've become more interested in combo cards. Shout out to Dylan at Double D Vintage Cards. He's made a big point of it, but the more I'm in the hobby, the more this just is really cool to me. And of course, I'm sure there's parallel versions of this or whatever out there, but we're Base is Beautiful here. I want the base card. I'd love it in a PSA 10 if I can get it. And so I'm collecting bookends of Cabrera for sure. I have his last playing year card. Those of you who follow my channel know I've got a Mike Trout collection going, so that's already ongoing. And I intended at some point I will probably be getting into some Adrian Beltre, but I haven't fully gone there yet. So that is all something that will be happening in the future. Well, let's step into a few non-sports cards here. And those of you who have been around my channel know I love movies. I love movie cards. That's my non-sports card type of choice. And in particular, I like director's cards. And so I've got a couple of director's cards here to show. Actually, one of them you may not know it as a director's card, but we'll get to that in a second. First one here. This is Joe Dante, who's director of the movies, both Gremlins movies, Gremlins 1 and 2. And he did a number of other movies, Small Soldiers, The Burbs, a movie called Matinee with John Goodman. He kind of came up through a lot of the Spielberg school of filmmaking, but has his own sensibility, of course, in it. Heavily influenced by cartoons in particular, and that comes out a lot in the Gremlins movies. And I think he ended up directing. Was it Looney Tunes Back in Action? I think that's what he worked on. But this is a cool card because you've got Joe Dante, the director, and you've got Leonard Maltin, who's, a very recognized film critic from the 80s and 90s. And this one's got Joe Dante's autograph in silver on it. And this set, nobody cares about Gremlins 2 cards, but for some reason there was a special collector's edition set that had a handful of these black border bonus cards on there that include the shots of some of the behind the scenes stuff. And I was able to find this one online. Obviously it's not authenticated, but I don't know how many people out there are trying to to falsely pass off Joe Dante's autograph on a card that's really not that easy to find by itself. I couldn't even find a copy of this card for sale by itself on ComC, at least not when I was looking. So that's a cool card to me, to actually have a director's autograph on a card, and one that features the director, in action, working with an actor on set. So that's just so cool. And Joe Dante's a great filmmaker, and so I'm happy to have that one. Now, this is my other director autograph card. And I know you're like, well, MD, this is a Star Wars card. Like, this is from, let's take this out of the pack. This is from the Mandalorian. Look at the shine on it. And I will say, yes, of course, obviously. But, the Werner Herzog, though, is a German filmmaker. His first film was released, Signs of Life. I think it was 1968 was the year that movie came out. He's made dozens of movies. He's a very prolific filmmaker, and he's very respected in the world of European cinema. And in his later years, he lives in America. He lives in Los Angeles. He's jumped in and done some film roles, such as he was a villain in the movie Jack Reacher, and he's popped up in a few other things. So it was cool to see him in the Mandalorian series. And of course, like, I can't go. Nobody made cards for any of his. You're not going to find cards for his movie Strosek from 1977, or the Nosferatu remake he made in 1979, or any of these other movies they're very well respected and are awesome movies. He's a very eccentric filmmaker. It's really cool to watch some of his movies, but I had to dig into the Star Wars set to find an autograph of him, and was super stoked to find one, because I really wasn't thinking that, Star Wars has a top series behind it, so there may be autographs from the actors on that, and so that's a really cool one. Really excited to have that one. Obviously, I know a lot of his movies. He's a favorite filmmaker of mine, so to get that card is something I was so excited about, because he means so much to me as a filmmaker. And even though he's dressed up here in his Star Wars costume from the Mandalorian series, that to me also is fun. So it's awesome to get a hold of that card. And I'm sure there are not, I don't know, I would assume not many collectors of Mandalorian cards are buying them, or buying Werner Herzog's card just because Werner Herzog is on the card and they like him as a filmmaker. But hopefully maybe some people will look into him and realize actually he's more than just some random actor. He actually has a prolific career as a filmmaker and is fascinating to hear interviewed.
You have to do yourself a favor when you're out in the countryside and you see chicken. Try to look a chicken in the eye with great intensity, and the intensity of stupidity that is looking back at you is just amazing. By the way, it's very easy to hypnotize a chicken. They're very prone to hypnosis.
If you've ever seen, there's a pretty funny interview that he gave one time where somebody shoots him with a BB gun in the middle of it, and the interviewer who's talking to him is like, "Oh my goodness, do we need to stop?" And he's like, "No, it is just an insignificant bullet. I am fine." And he just continues on with the interview.
When we started this interview, somebody took a shot at you and they hit you, right?
Yes, it hit me. I heard it, and it hurts a little bit.
And I was just standing next to you. And
it's not a significant bullet. It's not an everyday thing, but it doesn't surprise me to be shot at.
But anyway, that's Werner Herzog kind of in a nutshell. And you can find all kinds of awesome clips of him on YouTube. If you ever just want to jump down a rabbit hole, that's a really fun one to jump down, is interview clips with Werner Herzog. Well, keeping in the non-sports theme, one of my ongoing collections is collecting not just director cards, but also what I feel like are quintessential cards from the 70s and 80s and 90s from certain movies that are important from that time period, or at least personally important to me, movies that they did make cards for. And one of the most important series of the 1970s going into the 80s is the Rocky series. And I know a lot of people like the main, they didn't make cards for Rocky 1 from 1976, but they did make cards for Rocky 2 in 1979. And so there's some great cards in there. And my favorite one is not the main Meet Rocky Balboa or Meet Rocky or whatever that card is. My favorite one is this one. Don't Mess with the Rock. Now let's just appreciate this card for a second. Let me tell you what I like so much about this card. You've got Sylvester Stallone in the midst of being this character. He's got the little butterfly bandages over his eyelid. He's just like mid-drag on a cigarette. It feels very off-the-cuff shot. He's got the hat, the jacket, the fingerless gloves. Just everything about this feels like the Rocky movie to me, the grittiness of it. And it's not a pose shot. It's not a glamour shot. It's not something. It feels like just a scene from the movie captured on a card. And that's what I love so much about it. And I've been eyeing this card for a while, trying to find one that would come on the market and land in a decent price range. And I finally found one. Of course, it's beautifully centered here, but I just really love this card here. Got the oven mitt looking glove there. Don't mess with the rock. I mean, that's just so cool. Look at that. All right, well, I have one more card to show at the end, but let me take a moment to recognize a gift from a friend, Shane at Shoebox Legends. He says, MD, just a few angels that I had laying around. Hopefully one or two of them makes the Frankenset. For those of who aren't aware, I'm building a Frankenset of Angels team cards. And Shane, obviously, he inspired me with the Frankenset idea. I know others have done a version or working on their own Frankensets, but Shane got me going on it because he was talking about his Frankenset with the buyback cards. And so, just in a great gesture of friendship and solidarity with other YouTube guys, he was going through some stuff and wanted to send me some things. So I've been saving this to go through until I had a minute on the channel. And so Shane, thank you so much. And let's see what we got here. Ed Kirkpatrick, Bobby Knopp. Yep. I just watched the video. Shane acknowledged that I taught him how to say this because it is not a silent K as you would expect, and the two O's do not make an oo sound. It's Bobby Knopp. So, interesting. Sandy Alomar, Jeff Torberg. Another Sandy Alomar. I mean, these are great. Rudy May. Come on. Eli Gerba, which is, it's funny, this is not actually Eli Gerba's picture on this card. I have Eli Gerba's card on a different thing. I think this is Duran is the actual player's name. I think this is the wrong picture they put on the card for him. Oh man, look, Orlando Cabrera Bowman buyback here, embossed. Sweet, yes, love that Mike Trout. Oh, that's cool. The boyhood stars. Mike Trout as a kid. Oh, that's cool when they do stuff like that. Paul Shaw. Man, I love these big, tall rookie cups that they used to put on these cards. Jim Pearsall. Bob Rogers. That's cool. Yeah, Don Sutton. Okay, look at that. Yeah, he had some time with the Angels, and he looks great in a California Angels uniform. Heck yeah, Rod Carew. Bob Davis, look, another little buyback edition. Man, Shane, if you send me a buyback, man, I'm going to find a place to put some of these buybacks in the Franken set for sure, because I know your love of buyback cards, and to have received something from you, it's a buyback. That's just awesome. Joe Kopp, or Koppy. Bo Belinsky. So Bo Belinsky was an interesting character because when he first came on board with the Angels, I think he pitched a no-hitter in that first season, or maybe it's the second season. I'm not completely sure. I think he did start with the team in 61 or 62 is his first credited year with the Angels. But he pitched a no-hitter, and he was all about kind of being a California big shot, and was often seen in the tabloids, palling around town with a lot of the different young ladies at the time, and trying to connect with Hollywood celebrities and stuff. So the Angels disconnected now a little bit from the city of Los Angeles, being in Anaheim, but at the time they began very much in the city of Los Angeles as the stadium in Anaheim was being built. And Bo Belinsky really lived into that idea. Frank Malzoni, Rick Reichert. Man, a bunch of buybacks here. Oh, cool. Orlando McFarland. Yeah, I'm going to have to look up some of these players because there's a bunch of these that I'm not familiar with yet. And so just curious as I start looking through that to see which of these are going to be players who kind of had little contributions along the way. I know Andy Messersmith is one of those Hall of Very Good kind of players. Had some really great years with the Angels. Tony Gonzalez, Clyde Wright, just on his side. Let's set Mr. Clyde Wright upright. But Clyde Wright is actually another one of those players, Hall of Very Good. I love when you see kind of old advertising in the background, and that's the Big A statue behind Angel Stadium. Don Rose, Bob Oliver, the 73 action shots coming through. Ken Berry, Rudy Mioli, Dick Lang. Oh man, and some 75. Andy Hassler, Ken Sanders, Don Kirkwood, Mike Miley, Morris Nettles, Mario Guerrero, Dyer Miller. What's cool is I actually didn't realize that he was an Angel, but I had an 81 Topps card that I sent TTM through the mail to him to get autographed, and I wrote him a little note, and he actually wrote me back answering some of my questions, and was just real cordial in the letter. And I saved the letter because it was cool to actually hear back from a player, not just get a card signed back. But that's a cool one to have. Oh man, there's so many of these, Shane, that are going to be in my in my Frankenset immediately. Brian Downing, I mean, he was an important player for the Angels during that run through the 80s where they were pretty strong several of those years. Ken Forsch, Kirk McCaskill, Dick Schofield, Greg Minton. Oh man, and Shane's even given up some 1990 tops. I mean, he loves these tops. And Mike Witt, I mean, there's another haul of very good. Just a great pitcher for the Angels for so many years. Bobby Rose, Luis Soho, Ken Hill, kind of got lost here in the top spy back on it. Brian Stokes, stoked to have a Brian Stokes. Actually, I don't know anything about him, but I am excited by all of these. And then Chris Nelson. Man, Shane, above and beyond, my friend, that's just so cool. Man, you know, I'm not gonna like sit here and wax poetic. Let me find, let's put up the Mr. Bo Belinsky as kind of representation of that awesome set there. But yeah, that's kind of what it's all about here on YouTube, is connecting with people, finding friends, finding people that you didn't know existed, and then you start watching their videos, and then now you understand them and their collecting habits and patterns and things that they like and players they're chasing and their favorite sets and all of these different things. It's just so cool to be part of the larger YouTube card collecting community. And ending on the note, you know, Shane introduced a little foreshadowing here earlier with this Don Sutton card. Let's just let me close out this video here with this Don Sutton rookie that I don't know. I was watching one of y'all's videos. Maybe it was Mark Dodger's cards, maybe it was somebody else, and I don't know, somebody was just showing a Don Sutton card, and I'm like, you know, I've been meaning to buy Don Sutton's rookie for so long. I just need to go do it. I need to go find one that I like and see if I can get it at the right price. And man, you know, for those of you who know, I just recently got Rod Carews rookie card, which is multiple hundreds of dollars to get looking like this in this kind of grade. Don Sutton's rookie card doesn't come with the same price tag, which, you know, no knock on Mr. Sutton. You were a great player and also became a great broadcaster too for the Atlanta Braves. So Don Sutton has two connection points for me, both as a broadcaster. That's how I first learned his name. And then as I got into the Angels later in life, then learned, oh, Don Sutton actually played for the team and is a Hall of Fame pitcher in his own right. So that's really cool. Actually, sorry, Bo. But yeah, there we go. What a fun hobby, guys. Look, I mean, somebody might look at this and they're like, man, he spent 23 minutes and most of it was just talking about like junky Angels players nobody cares about, or like movie cards. And hey, like, we collect what we like and we talk about it and we try and get other people maybe a little bit excited about some of these things too. And so that's what I'm trying to do today. Just show you stuff that this is stuff that I just got and I am excited. I can't wait to go through my binder, start sorting away, finding slots for some of these Angels cards from Shane, and building out my non-sports cards, my movie cards, director's autographs. I mean, just like everything I like about the sport is in collecting is happening right here. So anyway, for those of you who wanted to join me on this ride, I really appreciate it. For those who are still watching after 24 minutes, God bless you. I mean, you've stuck it out. But I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I enjoy it. I enjoy watching your videos. I enjoy you commenting and replying, and likewise me doing the same on yours. So keep enjoying the hobby, and we'll talk to you next time.
The enormity of their flat brain, the enormity of their stupidity is just overwhelming.